All right, Keith. I guess it's going to be just you and me for this project. Now, something extremely important. I'm going to be funding it all. Okay. So what that means is I got to go up north and make some money with Zeus. Been trying to get up there, man. It's going to happen the end of this month. I've been waiting to get relief. Nobody will give me relief unless I go to the ER, and I can't do that anymore. Not with the hospital that's right here. Not for the same issue. Uh, they were only writing 2 days of narcotics at a time, rather than just doing what my other doctor did, which gives me 120 pills per month. That's 4 per day. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. It really doesn't do much, but it does take just enough of the edge off. All right, now on to my idea. Look, here's why I came up with this idea, or why I developed this idea. It was out of necessity, man. Out of necessity. Here's what's going on. Have you spent any time on the phone with troubleshooting yet with anybody, any of the companies? Well, I have. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's it's a pandemic, like I said. Uh, what happens is I will invariably get someone on the phone frequently that irritates me to no end, to the point where I have to ask for a supervisor. The supervisor answers and they totally understand. Which is why, George Carlin said, it's so simple, it eludes us. And that's what this thing is. Okay, here's my theory. Putting aside all conspiracy theories, let's say this. Putting aside all the things that are labeled conspiracy theories, such as the shot dumbing people down. Now, what that means is, are they dumber? No, I don't think so. I don't think they're good at multitasking anymore. I don't think that they are able to carry on a conversation that they're hearing and listening to. And that's the big key right there. They're not able to do both. When you have a conversation with somebody, okay, like Dale Carnegie said, I keep bringing his name up. He was the most amazing salesman ever, and thought up, he trained people to sell. That's his whole business, okay? And he always said that the best conversationalist is the listener, is someone who knows how to listen, okay? That's what a great conversationalist is. And that makes sense. So here's the deal. Since they cannot hear and listen and give you what you're asking for, and they will repeat over and over and over again the same thing, even though you ask the question differently, they still come back and say the same thing over, like a broken record. They don't have the ability to think outside the box. They just don't. They have paper in front of them that teaches them what to do, what to say. It's their dialogue. Sometimes what they do is they look up the problem on a sheet of paper or on the computer, or they'll type in the problem and do a search of what each customer is complaining about or complimenting about or whatever they're doing. But I'm going to tell you something. With these people that I spent so much time with on the phone, tech support's what I'm talking about. Amazon, I'm not sure about Best Buy. We'll put a hold on that. I think they are actually okay. Depends on, now store to store, they're not. There's a very bad store here, and I found a very good store here, so I just go to the good store. It's further away. Things get nicer here when you go north, just so you understand that. The southern part of Colorado Springs is the original part, so it's older. I hit a square curb the other day, believe it or not, in the middle of the road. What do they have a square curb for? And what it did was it bent my rim. So I had to drive the Cobra, okay? I just got to say this real quick. Keith, I shut down a GT500, brand new GT500, just the other day. Shut him down so badly, it looked like he was standing still, man. And we took off the same time at the light. I freaked out. What? How did they build my car? That's what I want to find out, because it's worth $80K now. Did you know that? In order for me to go buy a 2001 convertible SVT Mustang 2001, okay, 5-speed with all the other extras, okay, that it typically came with. I paid 27K for mine. They're now 80. Now resell, I'll probably get 30 for it, okay, something like that, because that's all they'll get. But that will change too, as soon as people start figuring out what I have or what they have. The 2001 is a special production. It's a special car. And I'll tell you more about that at some point. But I've spent the time on the phone with tech support, and some people actually understand my theory about the shot. It's either the shot or it was COVID, something occurred at COVID, during the time of COVID, moving forward, and people have been dumbed down to the point where they'll sit at traffic lights and the light will change 2-3 times, and there's 2 or 3 or 4 people sitting in one line, right? They tend to single file here, so there's open lanes for me to just blow through all the time. It's hysterical. There's nobody in this lane, and yet everybody piles up in this one lane. It's weird, man. It's really strange here. I get yelled at for speeding, and I yell back at them saying that they're going too slow. And they were going 10 miles under the speed limit. And they said, that's our prerogative. I said, not if it blocks traffic. Go to hell. Leave me alone. But here's the deal. They can't follow. These tech support people that have been affected keep repeating the same thing over and over again. And you can be on the phone for hours, Keith, hours, because you're not getting through to these people. So what I do is, as soon as I see or realize that the person's not hearing and listening to me, right away I cut it off and I go, that's it, you're done. You got the shot. We can't communicate. I did not get the shot. I can't talk to you anymore. I need to talk to a supervisor. Dude, I swear to God, if I'm doing tech support on stuff that I bought or purchased, I'll eat up the whole day with that. Honest to God. So here's what we do. We develop a packet. The packet is simple. It's a video that they watch, and there'll be some things in there that we're hoping they're going to remember. Because if they do remember it, when they take the test at the end, they'll stay being hired. And then we'll tell them, you got to get on this drink, which is the morning kick, and you'll be fine. You have 3 months off now. I suggest you go find some work somewhere, something that you can do so you can still pay your rent. But for right now, we'll just hold your position open. And if you follow what we're telling you to do or asking you to do, then you can come back in 3 months. Otherwise, no, we don't want you back. So it's a test that will determine whether the shot or the COVID or whatever it is that's affecting people has affected that person. That's what the kit is. It'll determine who has been affected, who's not a good employee because they're not listening and hearing the customers, and they're actually pissing customers off, Keith. Okay? They're going to be losing a lot of business if they don't do this. Okay? They're going to have a lot of trouble in their businesses if they don't do this. They got to clean their acts up. They got to clean their businesses up of these people that are dumbed down. I'm calling it dumbed down because that's what everybody relates to. I call it inability to communicate properly. Inability to communicate properly. That's so much easier for me because I can tell every time it starts happening. It's happened probably 2,000 times. How many times do I have to hear the same thing over and over again before I can, say, hey, this has got what do you want to call it? This has cement. This is going to stick. Okay, this is going to be a moneymaker. It's just a kit. It's a DVD of a video that we'll design. I'll design something, and the video would go out. They can buy as many packets as they want. The more they buy, the more we like it. And each person is to take the test, and then and the test would be supervised. It would be they'd have to come back to work to take the test, and there'd be a lot of people in the room taking the test. So they can use their phones, they can use their computers. That's not what this is about. Okay. They do have a certain amount of time that they got to have it done in, though. I mean, let's face it, anything that we ask them, they can Google and they get the answer. So we've got to work around that. It has to be designed properly, basically. But that's my moneymaker. That's all it is, man. Okay? It's a packet and us selling it. That's all. And I wanted Johnny in because he sold packets to big corporations. I think I told you that. Anyway, if you got any input, any insight, if you don't like the idea, please say something. Okay? Just say something. I'm going for it, full tilt. I understand you're busy. Just from time to time, just ask me if there's anything you can do, because I'm not going to ask you to do anything because you're so busy. So let's just say that right out the gate. If you feel like you might be able to help in some way, and I'm going to communicate to you, on down the line as we do stuff, the video is simple. You just do a video of something that's got a lot of things in it that we can question them about. And any video is like that. But it's got to be about somebody talking. It's got to be somebody conversing, like maybe a couple talking, or something like that. We can pull that right off the internet and just say copied from blah, blah, blah. And we don't plagiarize that way. So this is simple, man. This is so, so simple. One last word. The people that are Asian and from India, okay, from those countries over there, they say 3 words that I have found so irritating, and it's for this one. I don't know why, but it just unnerves me. It just hits me on the back of the neck and the head when they say for this one. And then I'll say, don't say that again. What you should say is for this problem, sir. Not for this one, for this one, for this one, for this one. It gets said so many times during the troubleshooting session that it makes you nauseous after a while. That's if you let it. Anyway, that's it, man. I'm going to send this to you in a link. All the link is it's something that I've allowed you to view. No one else can see it. If you send that link to somebody else, they're not going to be able to view it. That's the way it works. Not that I've posted it anywhere other than Google. I have a Google phone. Each time I load everything up to the Google Cloud, okay, the phone does it automatically. Anytime I need space, it just sends it to the cloud. Doesn't need to be resident on my phone. Whether it's pictures or something like this, a video, doesn't matter. So, and a link I can send anywhere. There's no limit for data, okay? The phones don't usually transmit more than 10 megs, per picture. If it goes over 10 megs, that's it. And hey, we're dealing with gigabytes now, okay? So yeah, that way is gone. So what I do is Google has everything. And all I do is I find the video and I click on it. And then down at the bottom, it says, click here for a link. And in that way, you just invite somebody. They got that from Dropbox. Okay, Dropbox works exactly like that. So Google just implemented it for themselves, and they don't charge, which is cool. All right, so, well, maybe they do charge. Yeah, they do charge something monthly, but it's cheap, like $1.99 or something like that. Whereas Dropbox is far more expensive. I think it's like $20 a month or something stupid. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to send this over to you. All right, brother. I hope mom's doing well. You said you were moving her. I guess that's good because I know she was in a high care place. So maybe now she's in a reduced care place. Is that what it is? And just watch out for something. That our insurance is bass backwards. Okay. It's really, really ass backwards. I know I said bass backwards. Anyway, why I say that is because when the patient is doing poorly, they downgrade your care. We learned that with my dad. That's right. When the elderly don't do so well, they downgrade your care and they just want you to die and go away. That's it. All right, brother. Hang in there. I know it's tough times. I went through it with both my parents, man. And my heart goes out to you, as you know. Oh, I stopped by Planet Fitness today, and they want to charge 24 something per month for the black, which is what I want. I want the black card. I think that's a little high because they have specials. I've seen it for $10 a month. Now, what I don't know is that just for the first year, and then you actually pay a lot more per month. Right now, it's like $3 to join, and then they hit the $24.95 in like 2 weeks or something like that. He said, and then once a year, it's $49. No big deal. Okay, all of that's easy. And then I have this other gym that I belong to. The forget the name now. For Valanda or something. Van, I don't know. Never heard of it before. I think it's just a one-owner gym. I don't know. Huge, huge, man. And this is where all the people that are in shape and stuff go to, I would imagine. I don't know. Ain't been there yet. I should probably just go and look. The only problem is it's further away. Keith, I have the problem of, guess what? And I know you're going to say this is stupid. I haven't gone because of him, because of Zeus. I have the biggest guilt trip going if I leave him alone. And it's going to be tough. Probably tougher for me than it will be for him. He doesn't know. He doesn't understand. I'm always there for him. Always. I'm not at the point where I can leave the back door open for him. So, a couple hours is more than enough for me to be there. And Planet Fitness, the whole point to that is it's right down the street, man. I mean, it's like 2 blocks away. That's it. I could walk there and back easily. But I won't, because it'll just take me longer to get to him. I got my gym stuff set up except for the Stairmaster. Remember that Stairmaster that I rebuilt? I rebuilt 2 of them, and then you sent somebody over and I sold it for $1,800. Yeah, still got mine. Ain't used it much, It's still a part. I haven't even assembled it since it was moved 12 years ago. So, yeah, the only problem with those is the display goes out. Usually the keypad is what it is. And I suspect mine has stayed good for so long because there's not a whole lot of people using it. And there ain't a bunch of dumb idiot women pounding on the display because something doesn't work or the button wasn't responsive enough for them, or who knows why they did what they did. But then you see a hole through the keypad. Remember that? And then they start malfunctioning because they get wet inside. Anyway, that's it, man. I know this is long. Sorry about it. Anyway, hugs from me and Zeus, and I'll see you in October. All right, bro, take care. Or sooner. We'll see what happens. We're going to be headed up north, like I said, the end of the month. All right, bro, take care of yourself. And say hi to your mom and give her a squeeze for me. All right, bro, take care. Bye.